Hello, friends. Welcome to Akulmach Live. And, there are a lot of business issues that we face on every day. Business people are one of the smartest race on in the business fraternity, and yet they face a lot of issues. And the objective of me coming live with you is to basically give you tips and tricks. And the issue that we want to discuss about these startups. And friends, that it's not easy to do business. It requires a lot of knowledge, lot of enthusiasm, capital, knowledge of the regulations. All of these things are required to run a successful business, and the startup community is the creme de la creme of the business fraternity, because they come up with a new idea. Yet we see all around, wherever you are, whether you're in India, US, Israel, UK, South Africa, wherever there are startups, nearly 90% startup fail. And the leaders behind these startups are really smart people. And this is quite baffling that such smart people, they come up with these ideas, they come up with the capital, they come up with years and years of knowledge, yet they fail. And this is a major discussion point, and I am honored to have Srinivas Rao, who is a startup owner himself, and he's joining this live stream today from Hyderabad. And we will learn from him what is his experience, what is that he feels about the whole thing. And so without further ado, let's welcome Srinivas to our show. Hello,
Uh,
Srinivas. Welcome.
yeah, hi. I thank you very much for inviting me for this discussion. I'm Srinivas from Hyderabad, having 20 years of experience in IT industry. With that expertise, 3 years back, I came out from my last company and started my own startups, Future Tech Solutions and AI Robot Consulting Services Private Limited. Through Future Tech Solutions, we have been providing end-to-end digital marketing automation solutions. Through AI Robo Consulting Services, we have been providing end-to-end digital transformation solutions using AI, ML, robotic process automation. We also provide robotic process automation trainings as well. This is small glance about myself and my companies, and we have so many other services also we have been providing to small, medium, and large businesses and enterprise and IT companies across the globe.
Welcome, Srinivas. It has been a great honor, and I know that you have very good, vast experience, and now you're running your own AI. And as you know, the topic of our discussion is why smart people like us, you and me, there are others also. There are nearly 90% people who start a new company with a new novel idea, and they are unable to make a dent in the market. What could be the basic reason? I mean, let's start with the basic. What could be the basic reason for such a failure?
Well, right, yeah, very good question you asked. It was very very important. Everybody should know. Generally, startup. Most of the people don't know the meaning of startup. What is startup? And our graduate freshers or junior entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs having lot of ideas. From that ideas, they want to come up into the market. Here, what is your idea? What is your innovation? What is the startup? So in this case, everybody should think that startup is the idea. Startup is a innovative solution. Initially, don't treat that startup is a company. Startup is an enterprise. It is not enterprise at starting, at the beginning. So it is a idea. One person brain. That innovative idea means the large number of people, what the common problem they are facing, he having solution. That solution is innovative solution that provide the solution for the large people common problem. That's your exhibiting through startup. Here across the globe, so many startups failing, especially coming to India. Our startups, most of the startups are failing. But here, despite every 5 members to 10 members across the world, one is Indian. If you take doctors, if you take NASA scientists, if you take IT employees, if you take CXO employees, whoever in the world, top people, one is Indian from out of 5 to 10 people. But America, if you take, there also every 5 members, one is Indian from the top minds. Their startups are successful and their startups going to unicorn. But our startups are not successful because here the person getting some idea, innovative idea, that need to go to the solution. For that, what is the idea he got? That alone itself not enough for it to be productized. In order to productize and market the idea what he having for the particular problem, there are so many functions required. Is innovation, is innovative idea, his solution is only one, some percentage of the solution, end solution. Because when you have the solution, that should be validated, that solution should be implemented, that solution should be tested, that solution should be marketed, the solution should be gone to the market and get the feedback and sell to the market. In order to complete all these things, there are so many other functions also required. There is a marketing function required, sales functions required, operations or implementation functions required, delivery functions required, and testing functioning required, support functioning also required. As a graduate or postgraduate having innovative idea can't provide all these by himself. And one important thing, without all these things, you can't produce deployable product or deployable service without these functions from your idea. So your innovative idea should go to the market. For that, these are all the steps, these are all the functions we have to implement. In our India, especially not only India, most of the IT companies most of the innovative idea creators, most of the startup creators, they don't reveal their idea to the external world, because if they reveal, they think that they might somebody might be copy, and they're not ready to take other functions from others. But he don't have the money. This require, there are so much finance, there are so much efforts, and in our India, especially, or some other countries also, there is no special provision or consulting service like, okay, this guy having innovative idea, we will provide sales functioning, we will provide marketing function, we will provide implementation, we will help, let him be top, we will support. That kind of consulting services we don't have. Nowadays, just venture capitalists coming to picture and they're trying to invest, but that's just started, that's not coming to every innovator, and there are so many limitations. So in this case, as the innovator, with his innovation, is coming up and opening the startup. These functionings, without these functionings, they are failing. And even somebody
Okay,
ready
so
to provide, yeah,
So
even
Srinivas, so I interrupt you because you are making very, very important points. And one of the points that you made was that you actually come up with a great idea, which you think is the ultimate idea. And you also see, I mean, that's the point you're making. I'm just simplifying for the viewers that somebody else, XYZ in the US, has been very successful, like Elon Musk has been very successful. So if I do the same thing,
not only
I will
Elon
also be
Musk, there are
successful.
so many, yeah, not only Elon Musk, there are so many startups from the street moving to IT IT hubs, Silicon Valley. And from the Silicon Valley, they are going to unicorn, becoming unicorn. Common
Right. So the
graduates
whole point is
journey.
that your idea is not unique in the sense that why you are failing is one of the point which I gather from you is that before we actually get into the doing some sort of survey, you mentioned about marketing and all of those things. Those things are very important. We will come to each one of them. But even within idea, the idea on which you will actually get funding, you will raise capital, you start the company, you start the startup. That idea has to be original. That is what I gather, from talking to you. That you, if you copy somebody else, and just because that idea is doing very well, it doesn't mean that it will do well for me also, or for XYZ. It has to be validated, it has to be understood completely. And for that, you may be very smart person. In my opinion, you may be very smart person, having only 2 to 3 years experience with a great idea, but you don't have experience. What do you think about this? What the point I made is that you don't have experience at all to validate that idea.
No, your innovation doesn't deserve any experience. That deserves only innovative thinking process, solution for the problem, smart solution for the bigger problem. It don't deserve any experience, but they should have domain knowledge. They should know what the problem specific domain is facing. For that problem, what is the current solution? Any problem, there is some solution. Whether it is a smart solution or manual solution, there is a solution. But they're facing some problem. So how our solution becomes smart and make that problem to be resolved? That is the important. Uh, the experience not required. He no need to be for 10 years. Of course, that experience required. He has to utilize that expertise to get that innovative idea. No need to be expertise to implement that expertise required. For that, he has to take some consulting services or consulting consultants who can provide how to implement that one, how to take that to be market, how it to be validated. Once it is validated, how we can make it to be materialized or deployed. What are the consequences? Because as a 2 years or 3 years graduate or entrepreneur or working employee do not have all these areas. He is only concentrating on innovative idea or solution. That should be added with this expertise. As you said, this expertise required. That collaboration is missing. Only now venture capitalists coming to picture to fund, but other consulting firms or consulting services in order to make this idea to be materialized, that is not full fledged. Of course, I'm not saying not there, but not full fledged. It's not coming to the every innovator. There are so many innovators, innovative ideas in graduates. Those are vesting in their minds. Those are, for example, what is the idea he having? Few years that will be in his mind, and that will collapse there itself. He end up with joining in small company or as employee.
So, Srinivas, let me ask you one question, very, very pertinent question here. See, when we were studying, when we were young, the companies in our, when we were quite young, we used to see the companies had 50-year plan. Some of the
Yes.
companies has 100-year plan. For example, we were using these old cars, Premier Padmani, and all kinds of old cars, and our parents used to feel proud that they are owning this car. But today, say for example, if there is a innovative idea that has been brought up on the table, what is the life of that idea? Somebody has to tell this innovator that your idea, maybe if you don't make a startup today, it will be obsolete after 1.5 years. So you have very short time. Isn't it is one of the factor of the failure? Don't you think so?
So in this case, your solution is on short-term problem. If that's the case, your what you're thinking as an innovative idea, your startup is wrong. What is the solution? What the innovative idea you're having that should be addressed to larger audience problem, longer time. Of course,
Correct.
what the solution you are giving, you should have the clear clarity whether it is a product or service. If that is service or product, what the lifetime? Every service or product should have some lifetime. Before that lifetime expiry, we have to add additional things. As a startup, your company growing, right? Let's get that your idea materialized and the product and went to the gone to the market and it is working fine. And before it expires, you have to do some market research. where is our product, where is my innovative idea, how it is performing, and now the trend is going towards other new era. Then how my product should be upgraded, what additional idea should be added, what additional things should be added. Otherwise, can I retire this product and can I introduce new product with a new idea according to current trend? That kind of all things should be added over a time based on the life cycle of the product or the service. That is mandatory.
Absolutely, Srinivas.
Otherwise,
So I
we
think at this
outdated.
point in yeah, at this point in time, Srinivas, let us now learn a little bit about what you're trying to do, what pain point you are solving, and what do you think that your company, your product, your services are made for at least a decade. So, very few overview. If you don't want to talk about in detail, it's okay. But just on the conceptual part, our viewers would be very eager to know your success story also.
Great. Generally, we are into artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotic process automation solution. I am guessing, I'm assuming, not assuming, that's true. Next to 25 to 30 years, artificial intelligence era going to come. That they're going to live. Not 2 or 3 years, 25 to 30 years. It may go longer as well. In that case, we are by using robotic process automation solutions, we try to mimic the human action so that our RPA solutions will increase the productivity of the process for the entrepreneurs. And through artificial intelligence solutions, we are trying to mimic the human action or human intelligence so that how we can ease the thinking process so that human no need to think of, he can work for some other additional things. So we are one side we are working with the working on generative AI, where we are going to develop AI solution so that who wanted specific solutions on their requirement, we can provide generative AI solutions. We can provide AI enabled chatbot solutions. We can also provide robotic process automation solutions. As per my, it's going to roll next 25 years, and in these areas we are in we are early stage, we are in starting. So much R&D has to happen. In my 20 years of experience, I found so many things. Still we don't have specific particular solutions, but we have the assurance, we have the guarantee that there are solutions in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and robotic process automation. But our young minds still not tuned to provide solutions in that area. Now only coming up. Now only coming up. Our Indian young minds going to provide solutions which going to solve so many world class problems. So a lot of future for these areas, and artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotic process automation, cloud solutions, and for this DevOps and for this mobility, all the things are the future, and everybody has to concentrate on these areas and with respect to solution, not as a software developer. You should be innovator first. You should think of the common problem, how we have semi solution for them, how we can make 100% smart solution using artificial intelligence. I will tell you one example. Going forward, our
Sure.
artificial solutions coming to street level, not the bigger enterprises. If you allow me, I can explain what is the street level solution with small time.
Yes, we will come to that, Srinivas. I think so. I wish you all the best with your enterprise. I think you're doing great. You have done a lot of thinking, planning, and obviously you have such a vast experience, so you can take your startup to success. So I wish you all the very best. Let us now get
Yeah,
back to
thank you.
our discussion.
Here instead of my solution, I would like to bring to one solution so that our audience, uh, who are all young graduates, they will get ideas to change their thinking process.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, in future, our AI solution coming to street. For example, you are going every day, you are going to kirana shop first purchasing specific items, or you're going to restaurant every day for breakfast, or you're going to restaurant every day, you're going to restaurant for something. So future, when you go to the restaurant, this is the recurring things. What are the regular things you're doing? When you go to the restaurant, automatically artificial intelligence enabled system which is at the street level restaurant cost they can afford, that system will identify you, and it will alert that our regular customer came, he wanted coffee, and immediately that coffee will be served to him, and the amount automatically deducted from your account. You are going away without giving any order, you will take the tea and you will go away, amount will deduct from your account without any problem. And when you go to the bank, artificial enabled system will read you, and it will read your previous data. For example, last 1 week you are facing some problem with the bank, your call to the customer care, your send the mail, all the data it will collect. From that they might have said you please come and come to the bank and collect. The moment you come to the bank, our artificial enabled system can able to understand why you come for. Immediately it will alert to the respective person, he will come to you and directly address your problem and try to resolve that problem. That kind of solution coming to picture. Any office you're going, automated solution, automated AI enabled solution activated, it will identify, it will see the previous data, previous history, and identify why you come for, and it will provide the solution. Of course it's not work out for 100, I'm not saying 100%, 100 members coming to the bank, 100 members coming to the restaurant, it won't work out, but majority of things will work out. That kind of solution coming to picture, that solution is affordable to the street level restaurant person also, not only bigger enterprises. That is the feature going to come up. One example, I
Yeah,
said this is not only the solution of not only one of the product or service, this is one of the AI solution in future.
I think this is a great idea, Srinivas, because this is about inclusion, because inclusion is a very big thing in India. And if the AI can be implemented at street level, and you're saying you are forecasting that 25 years it will be on the street, everybody will be hooked on to AI and everybody will use AI. All right,
Yes,
great.
yes.
So now let's go back to our main topic, which is why people don't. I think you have already pointed out a couple of problems. One is planning, other is how long that idea will basically last.
Prototyping. Mhm.
Prototyping, how much pain point it is solving, because if it is not solving any pain point, nobody will buy and pay the good money for you to run your company, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes,
there will be
yes.
no money for you, so you can actually have a very very novel view about your product and idea, but it will not be going out in the market. So market research, uh, a consultant, a strategy planner, at least have an idea vetted before you spend even a single dollar into that. I think some of these points that you've already mentioned, but yet people know these things and they do not follow these things. Even very senior people, sometimes they think, oh, I am the god, I know everything, I've got 30 years experience, I can do everything on my own, why do I need to consult others? Why
Yes.
people have this
That's the
issue
main
today?
problem. One of the main problem.
What do you think, why people behave like this?
Because generally from the graduates their intelligence, right, they come up with some ego or proud that I am the first in my school college, in my schooling I am the first in my college, so everybody pride to me. There is some ego added to them, that is not their problem. Our system is in such a way, their parents are like, my son is 85%, my son daughter is 90%, that kind of some kind of thing is increased, that has added to him, that will make he not reveal the idea what he having. That's making he is failing, he is failing on implementation. And also he is not realizing that the idea what he having, not only himself he can't not himself can't provide solution for that. First of all, we have to have a system, we have to have a mechanism to enlighten such intelligent graduates or intelligent entrepreneurs that to materialize that idea what you are having, there are so many other functions and consultings required. However you wanted, because he may not having money, others should give, either give partnership. But we are not ready to give the partnership. But do we have the money to give them? We don't have the money. We are not interested to give the partnership. Even from other side also, apart with venture capitalist, there should be some mechanism in how American consultants will provide. Okay, friend, till your product is materialized, we will provide this service, this service. You don't pay anything, just give me minimal charges. Once it is productized, you give me this much amount. So if that is the case, as they're not asking full amount for that, they're ready to take those solution, and after that he's asking additional money. By the time his product is successful, he's getting the money, he's ready to give to the consultants some 5% or 10% or some other than additional amount what he's supposed to take. That kind of system is not available in our most of the areas, especially in India kind of countries. Though that kind of system should come up
Yeah, I
for
think
that.
there should not be any ego in the business, because moment you get an ego, then you're a failure from
Not
day
ego
one
is
itself.
a kind of innovative idea I having. I am the great. That kind of will be there, but that should not have.
All right. So before we proceed further, Srinivas, we have a question from a viewer. Viewer name is Edify Learning, and
Okay.
viewer is asking this question, which is the competition in services and products are crucial. So does AI can make difference for services or products? So basically, what this viewer is asking is that because there is a lot of competition, can we adopt AI and reduce the competition? If I understand correctly,
No
what is your
competition. That
opinion?
is the, yeah, that is the wrong. First of all, there is no solution, there is no expertise in the market. When there is expertise in the market, when there is a lot of solutions in the market, then there is a competition. Of course there are one or two solutions coming to, for example, if you take chatbot, there are so many members coming to chatbot on the same solution. Because what's happening, if somebody come up with some solution, everybody think of that solution only. We should come out of, for example, we take Uber, otherwise we take some these things. So many other persons also think of how we can develop mobile app like Uber. Not like that. Uber is one idea, they come up. Similarly, what kind of solution, what kind of innovative idea I should come up. So if
Right.
that is the case, we should, but generally, of course, there is a competition for few areas, few things. That is just 1 or 2% of the solution. There are still 90% open. We should go to the other areas. We should think of what are, first of all, for that. First of all, we should know what is the problem. After coming into the Uber only, we realized that that much of desire, that much of requirement for the traveling our cab. Then after that only we realized he has identified that in advance. We can able to do such kind of things in some other areas as well. What could be the burning desire they are looking for? So many people adjusting so that our solution will provide, will solve their problem. If we can able to identify, understand what are the problems, burning problems, that too large segment problem. It could be heterogeneous audience or homogeneous audience, whatever the category. But that solution should be solution, innovation should be solution for the such kind of burning problem. To know what are those burning problems, as per your expertise, as per your background, you should understand in that area what are the problems. Now you see, if you are the mechanic background or electrician background, everyone coming to the IT field, no background. In their field itself, if you take mechanical, if you take electrician, if you take other branches also, there are so many problems in their branches as well, in the industry, in that branches. And we should think of solutions in their branch. We should not think of only IT. Only IT. Of course, IT solution, but should not everybody don't think of IT. every branch you take, every domain you take, every industry you take, there are so many problems. They're adjusting. They have semi problems. They are facing so many problems. Still, they are going at with like that only. Identify that. For that, you should have domain knowledge. You should have industry expertise. You should have some understanding on the burning problems. Then only you are going for the solution for such. Unless you know the problem majority of the people facing, you should not think in that way. You should not think in that way. For this also, we should have some mechanism to publish the problems. Okay, these are the problems in this area. You can think of this way. Example, there could be some research, research papers for available for graduates in this area. These are the problem. Research paper itself is only problem area, not solution. Research paper itself is in this specific domain. These are the problem. These are the problem. These are the problems. These are the requirement. These are the requirements. In next 5 to 10 years, this, and next 20 years, this could be this one. Like that, that kind of research papers or that kind of some mechanism should be there, so that when our graduates or our young minds or our entrepreneurs know the problem, there are so many solutions coming to picture. Most of the people don't know the problem. They know the problem, but in the specific area, narrow area, where most of the people concentrating, then there's a competition coming to picture.
Absolutely. So, Edify Learning, I hope your question was answered by our expert today, Mr. Srinivas, who is also a CEO of a very great AI solutions company, emerging company. So, if you have any other question, Edify Learning, or anyone, any other viewer, if you have any doubt, you can ask the question using the chat function of the social media. All right, let's move ahead. The last elephant in the room is the related to finance. It's related to funding. And I actually wanted to ask you, because there are the venture capitalists who are now hunting for startups. They want to put their money for 6 months, 1 year. Is it a good strategy to take money from everyone, from everywhere? I think that is where the problem is with the many startups, because they fail to generate enough money to give it back to JV. So is it a good strategy? What is your opinion?
Generally, we require the funding. That funding, what you're taking, you should spend for that specific innovative solution. You should not deviate that. First of all, get funding also. What are the resources, for example, state government, MSMEs, and overall, there are so many fundings available, but those are not reaching to the right person. There are a lot of constraints, or a lot of references, lot of recommendations. Of course, I'm not saying everywhere, every case, but most of the cases, lot of references. When the person getting such funds through reference, that person is not the right person. That person is misusing those funds or using those funds for some other area. I'm not talking about everybody, most of the cases. So in these cases, funds are not getting to the right person. As funds are not getting to the right person, so there's a lot of idea, prototyping done, even POC is also done, not able to proceed further, based on because of these constraints. Because what is the expertise he having, that itself not enough. There are some other expertise, some other functionalities also required. Those functionalities, those expertise, in order to move forward, there is funding required. That funding should be available based on the idea, based on the prototype, based on the person, not based on their background, not based on the references, not based on the some other things. Then use products, use services, use innovative solutions come out. There should be
Okay,
problems can
Srinivas.
able to publish, and other side funding should be available for the right people, for the right solution, and that should be well defined before starting. In during prototype itself, the innovator can able to see the end solution and can able to identify the efforts required to complete, can able to tentatively identify the funding required, can able to see the solution, and can able to see the market also. Of course, may not be the market, can able to see the product at 50% of the product at starting. Then that's very good. For that, you should having some proper planning, and you should have proper strategy to implement that planning. To implement that planning, there should be funding, whether he having his own funding or his friends or governments or banking, however, otherwise venture capitalists. The funding is mandatory, that is required, but that should be utilized properly. That should be go to the right hand, right person. Then use products, because our graduates or young minds are very innovative. Super brains we are having in our graduate, not only everywhere in India, especially in India. There are so many innovative minds were there, that innovative solution not coming out because of these constraints, because of these other functionalities, because of this setup ecosystem not established. They're saying some ecosystem, but that is not the ecosystem. The ecosystem should be starting from revealing the problem, next identifying the innovator, providing prototyping, and providing facility for implementation, providing for the marketing, and let him go up how it can be scale up. That kind of ecosystem should be established and provided perfectly. Then a lot of solutions come into picture, and there are a lot of government policies, lot of things were there. Those are not up to remarks. My point of view, I'm not saying 100%. Some point it is not up to remarks. Ecosystem is not there. My point of view.
I think what you're saying, Srinivas, makes a lot of sense because there is a thought process. In order to be successful, you need everything together. You need all kinds of environment, and I think your point is very valid that ecosystem is sort of missing, starting from home to the professional world. The ecosystem within a parent and child relationship also is missing, because that is where it starts, and then when the child grows and work on a startup, he is still in that frame of mind. So very well said. I think you articulated your points very well, and you conveyed the right message to our audience. Hopefully our audience will get smarter, especially the startup guys, especially the Gen Z who want to start up new company, and wisdom from you is very important. Thank you so much for joining us, Srinivas.
Thank you very much, and thank you everyone. And ensure our innovative mind should converted to innovative product or innovative service with the future technologies. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, Srinivas. So see you next time. And so, friends, we had a very interesting discussion with Srinivas, who runs a successful AI solution-based startup. He joined us from Hyderabad. We were honored and privileged. Couple of things I would like to summarize here. One is, please identify your idea is solving what pain point. What is the longevity of your idea? Whether this idea can generate some revenue for you or not. How you're going to take this idea to the client. Do you have a marketing sales plan? If somebody is paying back to your company, how you intend to collect it? How you want to basically utilize that further, that money that you have generated for further expansion. All of those things require a lot of expertise and experience. So Srinivas made that point several times during our discussion, was that please utilize the skill set which is available. Don't do things on your own, because that is when 90% of the startups are failing. And lastly, the budget, the funding, where the money is coming from. Money always brings a lot of pressure to pay back. So make sure that you actually do due diligence before you take up the money from a venture capitalist or a funding agency. You don't get into undue pressure of basically returning with increased potential of the money which has been invested. So couple of these points were made today in our discussion. Please share your thoughts. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to send it across, and we'll meet you again in the business tips and tricks section. Until then, keep doing business. Happy selling. Bye bye.